you gonna keep that thing from me?
Hello friends, welcome to this video. Today I am going to be getting ready and answering some questions that I had you guys ask me on Instagram. I personally feel like I haven't done a Q&A in a while, so I just thought it was a little overdue. If you guys want to get ready with me and chill, do a little bit of makeup, answer some questions, then keep on watching. Before I begin, if anybody wants to follow me on any social media accounts, they will be up in this corner and they will also be in the description box as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this video. I'm letting y'all know right now, I have a tendency of forgetting to mention the products that I'm using when I do videos like this. I don't know, I can't multitask, but I believe all of the products that I'm using in the description. First question is, what can you say about women who are not confident with their bodies? Hi Mia, I love you. Hi, I love you too. That's actually a really good question, considering the fact that I used to be in that situation where like I wasn't confident with my body. I wasn't confident in myself, period. Like I lacked so much confidence. But one thing I can say is that although it is a really long journey, it's not impossible. I feel like when you are younger, it's a little more difficult, especially like when you're a kid. It's a little more difficult to gain confidence, especially because like at that age we're so highly influenced that we care a lot about what our friends think. But like I got bullied for stuff that I couldn't help, stuff that it's like, this is literally me. Like I had arm hair, what do you want me to do? And now I shave it just because I like the smoothness, but I don't shave it because I'm afraid of people judging me, if that makes sense. I just like because it's smooth. And it wasn't until I got older when I started to have other confidence issues. Like I would constantly judge my own body. Like I would look at me and I'm like, why are my boobs so small? Or like, why is my ass non-existent? Where are my hips? What is happening? I heard this quote once that stood out to me, and I think it was something along the lines of like, those who smile and laugh the most hurt the most and are going through the most. And honestly, that it kind of stuck with me because in my opinion, I feel like that's exactly how I was. I was even like voted most school spirit, and that's like crazy to me because I was going through the most inside. I think it wasn't until after high school where I started to feel a little bit better about myself. I started to do my makeup more. I started to practice like different looks and do things that I like to do and try to feel a little bit more confident in myself. To wear my makeup how I wanted to wear it, dress how I wanted to dress, and I just started to pay more attention to the things I like doing. And I noticed more and more I would like point out things that I like about myself. You know, I would be like, okay, I like the way my makeup came out. I snapped. Like I would low-key, little by little, like I didn't realize it, but little by little I would hype myself up in a way, you know, and I started to slowly gain that confidence. Now I'm not saying in order to be confident you need to wear makeup or you need to do this or whatever. What I'm saying is that you need to focus on how do I say this? You know, once I started to like not let other people's opinion of me influence my own opinion of myself, I noticed that my confidence improved. And I'm not saying I gained confidence overnight, but I noticed it did get easier. I'm just going based off of my own personal experience and my journey through confidence and self-love. Next question has two questions in one. First question being, how old are you? And which countries would you like to visit once the quarantine is over? I'm 22 years old, although people have a hard time believing that. And it's like, why would I lie about my age? As for what countries I would like to visit once the quarantine is over, I don't think I'm going to be doing any traveling, even within my own country, anytime soon. Like, it's no. Where I've wanted to go, though, I've always wanted to go to Norway. That's just been yes. If there could only be one thing on my bucket list, one thing, it would be to see the Northern Lights in person. I have always been fascinated by the Northern Lights, which if you don't know what the Northern Lights are, it's an aurora. I will insert a picture of what they look like. If you've seen Brother Bear, then you might know. Oh, Brother Bear, that's a good movie. I've always thought it was so dope that like our planet is capable of like these natural light shows. I mean, it goes deeper than that. I think it has something to do with the magnetosphere. But I mean, like, for the most part, like, I think that's beautiful. That's it. We going to Norway. I don't know when, but we gonna go. Next question is, how are you liking the burbs? Do you like it better than the city? This is a question from someone who knows that I moved to the suburbs, but if you don't know, I moved last summer to, hold on. My family, we bought a house literally right outside of Chicago. It's not much different than living in the city. The only thing I have to say that I can, like, I guess would be a complaint is the public transportation. It's a little different. I had to learn a whole new route to get to school, which was a little frustrating, but we did it. It gets a little too quiet here. I don't know, that's just me and my comfort. Like, sometimes it gets really quiet, and I'll be outside like smoking or something, and I'm like, it's too quiet. It's just too quiet for me. But for the most part, it still feels the same as living in the city, minus those two things. Next question is makeup you cannot leave home without. See, to me, that is such an easy question because I'm always leaving the house without makeup, like in my purse or like extra makeup on me. The one item that I have to say I can't leave the house without, like I'll be kind of blown if I do leave the house without it, is my clear gloss. I like my lips to look nice and
luscious and hydrated and moisturized and juicy.
I feel like with chapstick, your lips look moisturized for a little bit and then it kind of just seeps into your lips, and you eventually, depending on the chapstick you use, you get this little like ring on the inside of your lips, and it's so disgusting. I don't like it. I hate it. It's really annoying. The lip gloss that I use is the RK by Kiss Hydrating Lip Oil Treatment Gloss, and there is cannabis sativa seed oil in this. I can literally do a full face, full eye, beat to the gods, lashes, and I will still put on gloss. Just because it's, I don't know, it's easy. It doesn't require you constantly looking in the mirror, making sure you don't got lipstick anywhere else, or making sure you don't got lipstick on the sides of your mouth or in your teeth or anything like that. It's just quick, zoop, 1, 2, 3, put it on, put it back in your purse. All right, I'm back. What I missed. Next question is, do you get paid from YouTube? I do get paid. I've actually gotten a couple questions about that before, like as far as like how I get paid and how that works, you know, like how to start making money off YouTube. So if anybody wants to see a video on like how I, basically my experience, because it is kind of complicated. My experience was really frustrating because like I've looked up other people's like journey and like how they went about it, and it seemed like easy peasy for them, but me, it was so complicated. At one point I was like, you know what, forget this, I'm not even gonna try. But and it ended up working out. So yeah, if anyone wants to see a video on like my experience with that and how to go about getting paid on YouTube, like this video or just tell me in the comments, just let me know. Next question is, what made you start your YouTube channel? I started my YouTube channel back in what, 2014, 2015, more or less. And I didn't have, I guess you could say, like, I didn't really have a specific reason as to why I wanted to start a channel. I think, in my personal opinion, I just used it as an outlet, because I'm not trying to say like I didn't have any friends, so like I had no one to talk to, you know, but I don't know, I just think I saw other people doing get ready with me type of videos, or videos where they just talk about life. I thought I liked the idea of like talking to people, although like I was a really shy person, and I felt like this was an easier way for me to talk to people because I'm not talking to them in person. I'm not like they're not staring back at me. I'm technically talking to myself for the time being, and like in that moment. But yeah, I didn't have a specific reason. Like nowadays I feel like people want to either like get famous from making videos, or they want to be a makeup artist, or they want to be this, they want to be that. But me, I don't know, I just liked making videos. Next question, this is a good one. What are some goals you'd like to meet in the next couple of years? Well, I would hope that within the next couple years I like know for sure what career path I want to pursue. I have so many interests that it's hard for me to pick just one. Like at one point I wanted to be a photographer, And then at one point I wanted to be an interior decorator, which actually that's still something that I would be really interested in doing. And then another time I wanted to be an English teacher. I never knew for sure what I wanted to do. And I would like to hope that in the future, like within the next couple years, I will know for sure what career I want to, you know, pursue and where I'll be, and everything will be kind of like set in stone. Another goal would be to be in a better place mentally, because I have a history with mental stability, or instability I should say, and although a lot of it is in the past, these are still things that occur in my head and I think about all the time, which isn't healthy of course, but it's hard to not think about it. Like, it's so hard. I try, trust me y'all, like I try every day to, like, I wouldn't say distract myself, but live in the moment and just like focus on what's happening now as opposed to what happened 5-10 years ago, you know what I'm saying? But I do want to be in a better place mentally, and I'm getting better. I'm getting so much better. I do feel like I kind of hit a low recently with this quarantine. It really hit me, but I do want to be better. I do, and I'm gonna get emotional talking about this, but that is an ultimate goal of mine, to be happy. I'm not trying to say I'm not happy right now, because I am. Like, I'm happy with my relationship, I'm happy with my family, like I could not be more blessed, but you have to be happy with yourself. Okay, next question. Okay. Hair growth tips, por favor. So I have noticed that my hair has grown a lot, especially since the last time I trimmed it, which was a little bit before my birthday, I believe. So sometime in January, I cut my hair, and it was about around here. I think I just did a trim. It was around like where my collarbone is, and now it is down like a little bit above where my nipples are, and my goal is for it to be like down by my belly button. Like, I want inches. Like, I never really had an issue with hair growth. My hair has always grown pretty fast, but I noticed that within this short little time span here, my hair has grown a lot. But one thing I can say that I've been doing, other than letting my hair do its thing, when I do remember to do hair mask, I normally make my own. One hair mask that like I stuck to was castor oil, a little bit of olive oil, and I think that's it. Maybe argan oil. Like, mixing that, making a little concoction and adding that in your hair. I think I watched a video, a Brad Mondo video, and he was like doing DIY hair masks, and I think one of them included like exactly what I said, and he added avocado, but I did not have avocado, so I pretty much just did everything else he said, and I've done that a couple times during quarantine, and I don't know, my hair is where it's at now, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. That's the only thing I can think of that's been working for me, but give it a try, whether you do it yourself or you get pre-packaged hair masks. Those work as well. I think I have a couple. So these are some of the hair masks that I use. This is from Palmer's. I think it's just a coconut oil deep conditioning mask, and then this is Cantu tea tree and jojoba oil hair and scalp oil. This is really thick. This I use like for a scalp treatment every few months. Like, it's very rare that I'll like use this. I tend to forget to do hair masks. And then these aren't hair masks, but you can mix them in if you're doing like a DIY oil mask. These are the Hask hair oils. This is their keratin protein, and then this is the regular argan oil from Morocco hair oil. I like how small they are. I got these from, I think, like my local beauty supply for $1 each, and you just like do a little drops. If I'm gonna like do my castor oil, olive oil, and argan oil, I add a little bit of this, and I'll like run that all throughout my hair. Next question is, what are you studying in college? It's so funny because like what I studied in college is not even remotely close to the career path I want to go down, and that is psychology. I've always had like this interest in psychology, but never enough to like pursue a career. I think it was more, I just wanted to like get a better understanding of people, and I wanted to like kind of sort of understand why people are the way they are. It's just, it's good to know things. It's good to know the brain. It's good to know the mind and why it does what it does and why it sometimes doesn't do what it's supposed to do. I know I look super sweaty, but I just sprayed myself for like the 50th time. But next question is, what facial cleansers / cleaners do you use? Do you have different ones for morning / night? I use apparently the cleanser. I didn't know this when I purchased it or when my mom told me about it. She was just like, this is what I use, I like it, blah blah blah. And then next thing you know, it was like the cleanser all over social media, or at least on TikTok and like YouTube. But I use the CeraVe facial or hydrating facial cleanser, which I will put a picture of. That has got to be my absolute favorite cleanser I've ever used. Like throughout my entire skincare journey, from the very beginning when I first started, you know, getting into skincare till now, this is probably my favorite facial cleanser. I've tried so many facial cleansers that aren't drying, that make my skin feel tight, or don't do anything for my skin. But when my mom told me about this cleanser, which I don't remember why I was looking for a cleanser, but I think she was just like telling me about it, and she's like, I highly recommend you try this. I was using it for a little bit and I was like, I kind of like this. Like, I wanted something that was hydrating because I know that my skin is really dry. A lot of CeraVe products have ceramides and niacinamide, which are ingredients that are essential for the skin. When my mom was first telling me about niacinamide and ceramides, I was like, what? Ceramides, if you have anything that has ceramides in it, that is really good, because ceramides help act as a skin barrier. They protect the skin, but at the same time helps the skin retain moisture. So whatever moisture is in the air, it allows the skin to kind of absorb that easily. Niacinamide just reduces the production of like oil. So if you are really oily skinned, you might want to look into products that have niacinamide. If I'm not mistaken, it also helps reduce like irritation and redness as well. CeraVe is a brand that is known for having all of those ingredients. The next question is, can you do a cleansing your room tutorial? What you use, etc. I consider myself very spiritual, and it is something that I just recently started to pick up, but I'm glad I did pick it up, because I have to say a lot of it has helped me with, you know, figuring out where I am mentally and where I want to be and things like that, viewing life differently. Spirituality has helped a lot with that. So if you guys would like to see a tutorial, or not a tutorial, but like how I use my crystals, how I use my Palo Santo, like all of that, let me know and I would be more than happy to share that with you guys. Next question is, what's different about your current fitness journey versus other times you tried to work out? I feel like the only difference between like now versus when I first started working out, because like I kept the same diet, I still cut out the same things, but now I feel like I'm just a bit more consistent. Like the consistency is the only difference in my opinion. Back then I feel like I would always come up with an excuse, or like if something interfered with me working out, I was like, it's okay, that's fine, you know, like it's all right. And now I'm like, oh no, I really wanted to work out today and it didn't happen, and I get upset, and I think that is growth. Next question is, are you ever gonna get that? So the question was, are we ever gonna get that bathroom makeover video? I will insert clips, because I never got to actually like film it like with my camera, but I did time-lapse videos, if that makes sense, which I'll include here so you can see. But for the most part, like me and my mom, it was kind of like a bonding experience. So like part of me didn't even think about filming it, but I did do like a little time-lapse, because there were certain things that we did that I thought was like would be cool to see, like look back on and see the time lapse of it. And although like my mom and I both worked on the bathroom, I have to give majority of the work, like the credit, to her, because she she would wake up first thing and get right back into it. And me, I would drag to wake up the next day, and like I would eat my breakfast, be on social media a little bit, and then like, okay, now I'm ready. But my mom, she like woke up first thing and went straight into, you know, working on projects. And I'm like, dang, like she was in it. And I have to say, like, she did an amazing job, especially towards the end, because like she did a lot of the, this is not sticking, she did a lot of the last, like the finishing touches. But both of us, like we are really satisfied with how it looks. And it's literally one small portion of my house that is like, that looks complete. The rest of my house is not, of course. Again, we've only lived here for a year, but still. But this is an accomplishment for us, so we're like, we're happy with how it turned out, and we think it looks beautiful. And I'm very proud of what we did. Okay, so I am pretty much done with my makeup. I'm gonna answer a couple more questions just because I know I didn't get to a lot, but I'm gonna answer a few. This next one is, what do you think when it comes to adults / elderly not taking mental health seriously? Well, being that mental health is taken a lot more seriously now than it has been in the past, it is a huge generational difference. A lot of the times, older generations, they don't view it as important or as like serious because they themselves were told that it wasn't serious and it wasn't something that was important, and that they didn't have those issues, or they didn't have this, or all they needed was to sleep a little more, or all they needed was some water, or whatever the case was. Now, of course, not all adults or older generations believe this, but for the most part, it has a lot to do with, you know, just how they were growing up. And I'm not saying that it's like that justifies it, because it doesn't. I was actually just watching one of Bailey Sarian's makeup mystery Mondays, or mystery makeup Mondays, or something like that. But she talks about like different cases of like crimes, murders. In one of her videos, she had mentioned a case where both the son and the mother suffered from schizophrenia. But the son, he started to realize he suffered it at a later, like as he got older. And the father was basically in denial, saying that he didn't need to see any help, he didn't need to see a therapist, he didn't need to see a psychiatrist, nothing along those lines. And that he basically like refused to allow him to get any type of help, because back then it was either you're crazy or you're not. There's no in between. It's either you're crazy or you are absolutely fine and you have this sane, healthy mind and you have zero problems, which of course is not the case for most people, if not that, which isn't the most case for anybody really. And you know, it's really sad because like a lot of these people really needed help, and unless they took it upon themselves to go get that help and risk their family, you know, disowning them or completely neglecting them, they got the help that they needed, you know. But I mean, still. Next question is, this is TMI, but do you work out when you're on your period? I'm starting to work out at home, but don't know if I should do it on my days. The pain. So I do work out when I'm on my period, but if it's the first day, I most likely won't, just because the pain is too strong. I am probably like, I have zero energy. So normally if it's like the first day, I won't, but for the rest of my period, I normally do, just because like it doesn't really affect me as much. I did learn in high school through my PE teacher that actually being active and staying active while you're on your period helps with the menstrual cramps. So I try to stay active when I'm on my period. I try not to use that as an excuse, but normally the first day, no. Okay friends, those are all the questions I'm gonna answer for today. If I didn't get to your question, I am very sorry, but I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. I hope you have a blessed day wherever you are. Stay safe, stay healthy, and with that being said, I will see you in my next video. Bye!